Hello, in the last video I had intended to do questions on algebra and inequalities, but we started with inequalities. Now in this particular video we are going to do questions on algebra only. So again, these questions come from in both KJSEA section A and section B, around question 8 and 10, and here 29 and 31. So let us look at these questions and see how they are tested and how to handle them well. Now, here there are two questions that we can do. So we did this question on inequality. Now we are going to do this algebra. Question 8 asks, given the equation y is equals to 3x minus 7, what is the value of y when x is 4? So you are given x, y is equals to 3x minus 7, and you are told, so what's the value of y? What is y when x is equals to 4? So what do you do when you're given such a question? You just replace where in this equation where there is x, you put 4. That is how you handle it. So this question is y is equals to 3. Where there is x, you put 4. So 3x means 3 times 4 minus 7. I've just replaced this. I have rewritten the question, but where there was x, I put 4. So y is equals to 3 times 4, 12. Minus 7 is equals to 5. So y is equals to 5. And you need to know how to handle this, especially because this is the equation of a straight line. You learned that equation of a straight line is given as y is equals to mx plus c. So when you are given a table and you are told you have values of x, and y, you need to find different coordinates. Maybe you have 0, 1 and 2, then you find the values here. So in this case you are given that x is actually 4, so you have 3 and 4. So when given 4, what's the value of x? The value of x, when the value of x is 4, what's the value of y? We have found as 5. So suppose you are given this question and you are told what's the value of y when x is 0. So here let us replace tuseme x was 0. So where there is x, you come and replace, naweka 0 there. So 3 times 0 would have been 0. Okay, so 0 minus 7, negative 7. So here the answer would have been negative 7. And you can do practice on this 1, 2 and 3. So if you have 1, if you replace here by 1, you have 3 times 1, which is 3. Minus 7 becomes negative 4. Here is negative 4. So on the topic of equation of a straight line, and I do not want to digress so much, you are given coordinates. So you have 0 and negative 7, you have 0 and this is negative 7, the value of y. This one, the straight line also passes through point 1 and negative 4. And also, it also passes through a point 4 and 5. So I thought this is important before we proceed so much. However, this is how you are supposed to handle it. Excuse me. So the next question, this one. So you are asked, which of the following expressions is a factor of 3x squared minus 6x, and you are given several choices there. So you need to factorize this and check whether one of the factors is present in the choices you have. So you have 3x squared minus 6x. Remember this question I have also I handled this question in a video here where I discussed sample paper 1 section A. This sample paper 1 section A is discussed in a video here in this channel. Now, to factorize this, you look at common factors in these two numbers. You have 3x squared and you have 6x. So I see a 3 here, and also 6 is a factor of 3. So if I were to factorize, I put 3 there. The smallest factor. I see x here and I see x squared. So you can divide by x and by x. So x is a factor. And then you put the bracket there. So how do you know what to write here? You divide 3x squared by 3x. Let me do here. Here's rough work. 3x squared by x by 3 by 3. So how do you divide this? Remember, x squared means it's x times x over x. This one x. So x squared means x times x. So you can cancel 1 and this one. Then you have 1 there. Alternatively, you can say this one x is like x raised to 1. When you are dividing, you subtract what is here by this one. So it is x 2 minus 1, which is x raised to 1, which can also be written as just x without indicating the power 1. So here 3x squared divided by 3x is x. So that if you open this bracket and multiply 3x times x, the answer is 3x squared. That one is easier. Minus 6x. 3x goes into 6x how many times? You take 6 divided by 3, you get 2. X divided by x is x. So your answer is this. What does this mean? If you asked to find the factors in this, factors, remember, for example, when you are given 12, you divide by 2 is 6, by 2, 3. So your factors of 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. These are the multiples of the factors that are there. So what is here? 3x, remember, means 3 times x. So this is 3 times x minus 2. Remember, sometimes you can put the decimal to imply multiplication. Good. Now, we go to our answer and check whether there is any of this. Yes, our answers. This is question 9. We have x minus 2, which is present here. Good. So the answer is A, and there's no other answer there. Now we look at another question. Let us go to section B, around question 28 and 9. Question 28 to 31. So we will do questions from section B at the end of this video so that you can be able to understand and how to interpret structured questions. So let us again look at paper 2, similar simple questions, so that when we go to section B, we will be able to handle the structured questions well. Here we go. So you are told to solve question 8. Solve for x, and you are told x, 3x minus 4 is 11. So 3x minus 4 is 11. How do you solve this? What you do, and I know this is what you have learned, is that you take like terms together on one side. So this 4 does not have an unknown x, you take to the other side. So you have 3x is equals to 11. So if it was minus 4 on this end, the other side you add 4. So this is 3x is equals to 15 by 3 by 3. So x is equals to 15 divided by 3 is 5. So this is your answer. Alternatively, it is also important to understand how others are doing. I was checking a certain book on mathematics and for students in America. So this is how they did. So 3x minus 4 equals 11. So instead of taking this to the other end, they added 4 on both sides. So you have 3x, so you have minus 4 as it is, then you add 4. Let me add it a different color. Add 4, then you write is equals to 11, then you also add 4. Add 4. So what you add on this end, you also add on this end. So they have added 4 and added 4 here. So what happens to when you negative 4 plus 4? This is 0, so it disappears. So what they have done, the next step will be exactly what we have here. So this is 3x, negative 4 plus 4 is 0, and then you add this 15. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So x is equals to 5. So this is also methodologically right, because we need to know there are many ways of killing a rat, my teacher used to say, and used to joke that you can poison the rat, or you can find a rungu and una time unaingojea mahali huwa inapita so that you can kill the rat. So anyway, as you revise, it is important to identify and try to comprehend well the questions and find even different methods of doing it. Question 10 here, question 10, it says this topic on algebra is where we really discourage, is one of the reasons why we discourage students from using calculators on everything. Because when you find, for example, this question asks a plus 2a, so you have a plus 2a. So find the answer to this. If you are used to using a calculator, you might not be able to identify that a means it is 1a. It is almost saying like a 1 plus 2 if you are to take away the a's. And this one, you can easily say it is 4. But in this question, it is a plus a is 2a. 2a plus 2a is 4a. So this is a direct answer. Students who might not be able to do it using by just looking at it will really struggle by doing it with a calculator, because there is no a or x in your calculator. Now we go to, I will jump these papers, yes, and go to test paper 5, question 26 and 27. Yes. Question 26 is similar to what we have done earlier. So 3x minus 5 equals to 16. So the first method we said, you take 3x, or the obvious method, you take this to the other end. If this was minus, you take it becomes addition. And so you have 3x is equals to 21. Divide by 3 by 3, x is equals to 7. I don't need to do the other one, but even if you do it, the answer would still remain the same. Now let us do question 27. Question 27. So you have x plus, I think I'm going too far, x plus 5, x minus 3. So we need to find how do you multiply algebraic expressions or these expressions where you have unknowns. Now, when you get such a question, you multiply, you need to know you are multiplying all this with this. So you can first take 1 and multiply with everything. So it is x multiplied by x minus 3. So this x has multiplied this. And then you take 5, multiply again by this. So plus 5. If this one is plus, you put a plus. If it is a minus, you put a minus. So plus 5 in bracket x minus 3. You open the bracket, x times x, x squared, minus x times 3, 3x. So you have multiplied this x times this and here. Expansion is the reverse of factorization. So when you are given this again, you could be given this like we have done in another question. The first question that was asking about factors, we were given this and we were able to go back to this. We factorized. Now here we are expanding. Plus 5 times x, 5x. 5 times 3, 15. And then you go ahead where there is you put like terms together. X squared is only x squared. You cannot combine x squared and 3x. Yes, so this x squared minus 3x plus 5x. So ni kama, remember x are unknowns. It's like minus, you had a debt of 3 shillings and you currently have 5 bob. So if you pay that debt, how much will you remain with? So it's negative 3 plus 5, which is plus 2x minus 15. You just drop this. So this is your answer. Alternatively, suppose you want to do here and you wanted to start with this instead of this. So because when you are given, if you have 2 times 3, the answer is 6. You can also start with 3 times 2. You can start with either. The answer will still be 6. So we want to remember when we did this, we took x and this 5 here, but this one remained the same here. Ni x na multiply na hiyo yote na 5 times c. Suppose we wanted to do x minus 3 x minus 3 and x plus 5. Suppose this is what was there. What would have been our answer? We hope to get the same answer. So you take x, multiply na hiyo yote, x times all that. So you have x in brackets, x plus 5. Then minus 3. So in 3, we said this was addition here, so plus 5 came here. So in this case, you have negative 3, minus 3 in brackets, 3 times all this, x plus 5. Open the brackets. X squared plus 5x minus 3x minus 15. X times x is x squared, x times 5 is 5x. Negative 3 minus, negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 5 is equals to negative 15. And then we put like terms together, so you have x squared plus 2x, 5 minus 3, here we had negative 3 plus 5. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Then minus 15. Do you see? We have the same answer as what we had here. This was our final answer. So you can look at these questions and see how best you can revise. Now let us look at any other question in this book that you need to understand. Another area in this topic on algebra is forming equations. You're given a story and you need to form equations on it. So here I'm going to do question 26 and 27 here. Yes, so that you can be able to formulate, we can learn how to formulate algebraic equations and how to solve them. This is test paper 7. Of course, here there is simpler questions. We had done this, similar to this, about factorizing this. Maybe we can start with this question, then we finish with this too. And then do we call it a day or we call it a video? We end the video at that. Yes, I hope you are understanding this topic. Now, question, we are told to factorize completely. Factorize completely. So you have 3m squared minus 6m. Factorizing, we said you look at the common factors. Here we have 3 is common in both, because 6 you can divide by 3. We also have an m, and then in brackets m, 3m squared divided by 3m is m minus 2. 6m divided by 3m will be 2. So this is the answer. We had done that question. Now let us look at zile maswali sasa ziko na maths nyingi. Now Mary is twice as old as her brother John. 3 years ago, their combined ages was 24. So you could talk about today and let us write it well. So we have today and 3 years ago. So today we are told Mary is twice as old as her brother John. So Mary and John. So if someone is twice as old, if we were to use x to represent the age of 1, so we can say John, who is younger, is x years. Yes. Let us avoid the years so that you're not confused. You concentrate on the x. So Mary is 2x. 2, kama huyu ni 10, huyu ni 2 times 10. Kama huyu ni 3, huyu ni 2 times 3. Whatever the age is, x is, Mary is twice as old as John. 3 years ago, their combined ages was 24. So here, if you add their ages here, total will be 24 years. So, but how old was Mary and John 3 years ago? Using the x's. So if this was x, this is x today, here is x minus 3. So kama hapa ni 10 minus 3, which is 7. Na huyu kama hapa ni 2x ni minus 3 pia. So we subtract 3 from their present ages. And if you add these two, they'll give you 24. So you are told to formulate the equations to represent their current ages and their ages 3 years ago. So these are the equations you are supposed to give. If you write this, you are going to get marks here and here. The next question asks, calculate their current ages. Now that one has more marks, 3 marks. You can see this one is 2 and 3. And again, I want to insist on showing your methods clearly. Now, so how do you find their present ages? You use what you know, that the sum of this is 24. Hii haiwezi kusaidia sana, you don't know where to introduce a number. So here you have 2x minus 3 plus x minus 3 is equals to 24. If you add these two, they'll give you 24. Why did I add the brackets? So that they help to apply the laws of algebra. Because another question would be subtract. If it was subtract, na ukatai kuweka the bracket, that subtract affects this sign here. Because if it was a minus, minus times minus, it becomes positive. I don't know whether you know that, but I'm going to list those rules there. So here, you have 2x minus 3 plus x minus 3 equals 24. You have just opened the brackets. So we put like terms together. You have 2x plus x minus 3 equals 24. So these ones nimeziweka pamoja. Hii nikiadd ni 3x minus negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. Negative 6 equals 24. So this one brings us to the format we have done again somewhere. Na pia just the immediate questions we have done. Ama tujaifanya? Tujaifanya ndio hii. But tumefanya several others still in this video. 2 au 3. So yenye nilikuwa nasema, instead of taking this to the other side, you can add 6 both sides. So this is 3x is equals to 24 plus 6. So 3x equals 30. Divide by 3 x is equals to 10. So what is x in our question? X is John's present age today here. So this one is 10 years and this one is 20 years. Do you want to test whether the sum of their ages a few years ago was 26? Yes. You can say this one is 20. 2x minus 3 is 20 minus 3. So this one was aged 17. Now huyu alikuwa aged 7. 7 plus 17 should give you 24. So your answer is correct. Anyway, in your exam, you just unafika, what do? You come here and say umeshapata value ya x na umeulizwa calculate their current ages. So you say John is 10 years, Mary is 2x, 2 times 10 equals 20 years, and you leave at that. So this is your answer, 10 and 20. Yes. So you don't come to test huku. You can leave it at this, or you show here. You don't have to do this. Yes, thank you. Let me see whether we had another question we wanted to do. Good, I have found a good question. Test paper 4. This is page 32 of this book, Excelling KJSEA by myself, Victor Maura. Now, question 26. A father, test paper 4, question 26. A father is 3 times as old as his son. In 5 years, the sum of their ages will be 66. Formulate the equations to represent their current ages and their ages in 5 years. 2 marks. And calculate their current ages. Now we have a father. So we have now today we have in 5 years time. 5 years time ni kama future. These are future, future. So we are told a father is 3 times as old as his son. So we have father and son. Father is 3 times, so let us use the son as x years and father as 3x. In 5 years, the sum of their ages will be 66. So in 5 years, how old will be each? So the father and the son. So the son will be x plus 5. What about the father? So add 5 years. 3x plus 5. So we are told the sum of their ages in 5 years will be 66. If you add this, it will give you 66. So you are told to formulate the equation to represent their current ages, and ages in 5 years. So this is what you should have done. You would have said current ages, or current ages. Give this as 3x and this one as x. You get this one 1 mark, and 5 ages in 5 years would be this. You get another mark because the question has 2 marks. That part. Calculate their current ages, 3 marks. So what are you supposed to do there? To calculate their current ages, you need to use where you have a known relationship with unknowns numbers like my x. So you have 66. You can add this. So you have 3x plus 5 in brackets plus x plus 5 equals 66. So 3x plus 5 plus x plus 5 equals 66. So 3x plus x plus 5 plus 5 equals 66. So I'm rearranging to put the x's together and their known numbers together. So you have, this is 4x plus 10 equals 66. 4x is equals to 66 minus 10. So if this is plus, when you take it to the other side, it becomes a subtract. You subtract. So you have 4x is equals to 56. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Okay? So what do you get? That x is equals to 56 divided by 4. It must be 16. Is it? Yes. No. Is it 16? It's not 16. It's not 16, 28. It's 14. Sorry, it's 14. Yes, x is equals to 14. So, what is x? What is x? If x is 14, what is x there? X is the current age of the son. What about the father? So you come here and say so you have found x as 14. You come and say current age of son is 14. Father is equals to 3x, which is 3 times 14, which is it 12, 1, 52, 52 years. Wait, it's not 52, 42, sorry. Yeah, it's 42 years. It cannot be 42. If 56 divided by 4 is 14, 14 times 3 cannot be 52. But anyway, you have your calculator, and you also need to practice doing such divisions and multiplications without a calculator, because it is not always you have the calculator. Again, it wastes your time, and thirdly, it may confuse you, especially in this topic on algebra. So we have done many questions on algebra, and I hope this video has been helpful. Let me wind up by summarizing some of the rules of multiplications. So if you have a positive number, and you want to multiply with a positive number, the answer is positive. Example, 2 times example is 2 times 2 is equals to times 2 is equals to 4. So when you see that 2, it means it is positive. It's only that you have not added the positive sign there. What about if you have positive and you want to multiply by a negative? The answer will be negative. Example, 2 times negative 2. The answer is negative 4. If you reverse and you start with a negative times a positive, again the answer is the same. So multiplication does not have so much complications. If you have a negative and a negative number, and you want to multiply negative times a negative, the answer will be positive. This one you need to note very, very well, that you have negative times negative is positive. So example would be negative 2 times negative 2, answer is positive 4. You can confirm that in your calculator, and you'll find that it is very, very true. So these are the examples. These are but examples. But the rules I want you to note is 1, 2, and 3. Very important that positive times positive is always positive. Negative times negative is positive. Positive times negative, or negative times positive is negative. Okay. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please subscribe to my channel, share with your friends. By subscribing, you are encouraging me to continue uploading more videos in this channel. Thank you.